Hi teachers, I'm here to tell you about an amazing resource that you can use to help prepare your students for SOL retakes. So I'm here on our Woodburn Elementary website, obviously, and there's a couple places where you can find this resource. The first one is on the staff resources page, Woodburn SOL support. Now, as you want to be sharing this with parents eventually, they can also find it on the Woodburn parents site. And you can also be using this resource in school with students, so they can find it on the Woodburn students site. And if they click here for this tab, SOL websites, then they'll find it. So we'll click here and we're off to the races. Okay, so it's officially called the Woodburn School SOL support. So your kids have taken the SOL and you get back the scores and the reported categories. And you notice that some kids who didn't pass, they reported low in certain areas or categories. So you have those areas to target. Well, this is here to help you do that. You'll notice that as I'm here on the home page, it gives directions for teachers and for students. So teachers can click on the teacher page to find resources from each reporting category, and you can use those resources to help you prepare your students for their retake. Now on the student page, there's places for them to go where they can learn and they can work independently. They can learn about the areas that they need to practice, and then there's also opportunities for them to get some extra practice, whether it be some quizzes or some online games. So let's go take a look. I'm going to first start by going to the teacher page. As you can see here, it's broken down by grade level and by reporting category for the different SOL tests. So I have third grade and I have language arts, third grade math, and I transition here to fourth grade and I have fifth grade. Now I didn't do all the work for this. An Espit over at Bryn Mawr Park created this website, and I simply made a few modifications and transposed it and made it available for you. Unfortunately, that school only goes up to fifth grade, so unfortunately I don't have resources for sixth grade. So we're just going to stick to grades 3 through 5. Alright, so you get your scores back, and you notice that some students are a little weak in reporting category 1 for third grade language arts. So I'm going to click on that, and that category is word analysis strategies and reference materials. So I click here, and here I have the different standards. Now notice for this particular category they're grade 2 standards because those are areas that are tested, and I move down here for grade 3 standards. And then here are the resources for this reporting category. Now these are all eCart resources, but what's nice about this is I can click on them and everything's right here. I don't have to go searching through eCart to find them, so it's really nice to have it all in one place. Then I'm going to close here and then go back. Now I scroll out even further, look at all these resources. There's even some smart notebook files, some TEI, so the amount of resources you have here is pretty extensive. So you can use these to target areas that your students need a little more practice. Okay, so I have that on my teacher page for third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, all the different areas that students are tested. So that's the teacher page. Now we're going to move over to the student page. On the student page is a little checklist for students to go through as they prepare themselves for the test. There's test taking strategies pulled here, probably more for you to share with your students. There's a really cool video about test taking tips geared towards kids. You should check that out. And there's also a little video, who doesn't need a pep talk from Kid President every now and then, right? Okay, so I'm going to go back up here. I'm going to stick to third grade. And like I mentioned before, for each category there's areas where they could learn, get some web tutorials, some videos on those skills, and then down below there's opportunities to practice. So for language arts, third grade, reporting category 1, suppose your student didn't do so well on the test with homophones. Well, click on this link, and here is a video about homophones.
Homophones.
Now I want to click the back button here. If I close this window, it's going to take me out of the website. Then I have to kind of go back there again. So using the back arrow is the best way to go. Just remind your students of that. So your students can be doing this at home. They can be doing it independently. So suppose you are on the teacher page and you're using those resources to work with a student or two. Well, what are the rest of the students doing who need support? They could be going on your classroom computers and they could be checking out any of these different resources. And then there's opportunities for practice. So they can go on here and get some practice with base words, play a little base word baseball. Okay? Going to go back here and use the arrow again. So there's just some opportunities for independent practice. All right, and again, I have that for, this is third grade, I have for all the different reported categories, and I have the same thing for the other grades as well, fourth and fifth. Okay, so there you have it. Your one-stop shopping for resources for the SOL, and it's also an opportunity for your students to practice, and you can share this with your parents. I'm sure they'll be anxious to check out some of the resources as well. So you can help your students ace their SOL retakes. Thanks very much for watching, and good luck as you prepare your students.